Happy Hunger Games! So a short intro! So first off, I gotta start off with that. I had a bad experience with reading the first book a year and a half ago. I thought the majority of the book would be like about the game itself. You know, like Hunger Games, like I thought like, you know, the entire book would be about the Hunger Games. But it's not. Rather it sets up the game itself, like, so I didn't get what I want, which was Battle Royale from Japan. But instead I got Hunger Games. I didn't watch any of the trailers for this, and the only reason why I went to the screening was that there was free food and a movie. That's what won me over to watching this, and I must say I was not disappointed whatsoever. So this movie is directed by Gary Ross. I have not seen anything of his. I mean, the last film that he did was in 2008, The Tale of Despereaux. French, I can't pronounce. Storyline! It's pretty much a sister who sacrificed herself for her younger sister and then volunteers to participate in a game where kids have to kill each other. One survivor. The world watches. Cast. Jennifer Lawrence as Katniss Everdeen.
I volunteer! I volunteer as tribute!
Jen was actually Mystique in X-Men First Class, and she didn't do anything for me there, so I didn't really expect much from her. But, you know, I didn't read the news or, like, I mean, people loved her in Winter Bones, but I didn't watch Winter Bones. So again, yeah, no expectation. And I think she shines here because she carries herself very well. I mean, like, her script is great, and she does bring up the whole, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna survive vibe. Like, really, the script and the writers for this was really, really good. And I think Jen brought it even further. Like, she just pretty much brought Katniss from book form to your screen. Like, I mean, not to spoil anything, but like, there was no progression as in to make her character development. It was like one scene, you bam, she is strong-willed. That's all you need to know, and it goes on. There's no like, oh, why is she strong-willed? Like, did she have a traumatic childhood or whatever, like stuff like that. So next, Josh Hutcherson as Peeta Mellark.
Peter, you make sure to show your strength.
I have not seen anything of his, and his acting is great. I mean, he breathes Peeta just like Jen. I mean, he's bringing him on the screen. Again, writing and scripting props here. I mean, every moment with, like, Jennifer Lawrence's character feels genuine, and there's no really, like, oh, this is getting, like, strange. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say, sort of thing. Like, there's no that tension. Like, they were matched well. And he really embraced the character. Like, his character development throughout the entire film and the book, like, it's really, like, you can see there's a transformation, and it's really encouraging to see that he's transformed. So next, we have Woody Harrelson as Haymitch Abernathy.
This is the time to show them everything. There'll be a bow. Make sure you use it.
At first, I was kind of like, oh no, there's no major name in this film, so I don't really care about these actors. I was totally kind of like, whoa, when Woody showed up. And I actually started paying attention to this movie, and I started rooting for it, because I was like, Woody Harrelson's in this film, so it must be at least good enough to be a Woody Harrelson involvement film. His slight change of demeanor could be called a bit quick pace, but then again, if they dragged out his character development for too long, it would have been like a drag because it was dragged out. Haha. But yeah, I mean, there obviously in the book there's more tension in his character, but I think in film form it was fine. And seriously, I did not recognize her at all, but Elizabeth Banks is in this movie. I mean, she looks like this.
Happy Hunger Games?
Like Elizabeth Banks? No way. Well, obviously, there's more characters in this. I mean, there's the other tributes from the other districts. But, I mean, Jen and Josh is the key here. Like, nitpicking! Nothing really major. They did really well for this film, I think. I mean, I didn't really catch up on the advertisements and everything. I mean, like, I'm not a crazy Hunger fan. I mean, everyone's like, oh my goodness, Hunger Games coming out. I must watch it. Like, everyone's buying out tickets and stuff like that. I was like, oh, whatever. I got a screening ticket, so I'm gonna go before everybody. The sets and the costume design was the things that I was looking forward to before anything else. And I mean, when I saw it, like the contrast between of the capital, like the rich people and the poor people, was ridiculous. I mean, like their makeup, their clothing was just out of the world, super wacky, and then you sort of like were really, what's wrong with these people? And I think that's the whole point of Hunger Games. Like, you would challenge like the ruling class. I guess there is one nitpicking in terms of script and writing, story-wise. It's just like they could have mentioned a bit more about the district than they did. I mean, it would have fleshed out the world of Hunger Games even more. But then again, I mean, even without it, it's not essential that you need to know, oh, what's District 4 known for? So I like how they did the violence. It was very stylish how they did it. I mean, it's implied violence, so that's why it's PG-13. I mean, if you show everything, it's are. It's like it gave the general feeling that like we're in danger. You're gonna die here, sort of thing. And seriously, this is a great adaptation of a book. But the general outline of the film and of the book is pretty much the same. I mean, there was stuff that was cut out or stuff that was more implied in the film, but I sort of get what was cut and what was inferred. Because, like, you have sequels, you know that. With the books, it's like, she wrote it without thinking about people knowing that there was a sequel, so you gotta do it like that. There were no awkward things that they missed, like, some stuff that was, like, essential to the book they didn't skip out. I mean, seriously, the whole time I was thinking, like, this is a great adaptation. It totally blows Harry Potter first film out of the water. Harry Potter first film, talk about boring. Like, they just kept jumping to these like key points, but then you didn't really get the real flow. And I mean, Hunger Games is actually a thicker book than Harry Potter, so what's up with that? I mean, good job, Hunger Games. So recommended too. Well, obviously, fans of Hunger Games. I mean, you have people that are like cosplaying as people from the Capitol. When I was there, I was just like, whoa, did I like leave the theater and actually go to Hunger Games? Because everyone just dressed as the Capitol people. And even non-fans, I would recommend this too. Even non-fans that either have read the book or not. I mean, this movie is a legit movie. Like, it's good in terms of pacing. The music is great. The script and acting is strong. Like, it's not like, why is this person doing this? It's not out of character. And there was not a moment where I was, this is boring. This is dragging out. Why is this movie not ended yet? I haven't thought about that. I usually think about that stuff. Like, movie drags, I'm just like, go, get on with it. Like, I get you lovers. But yeah, so yeah, I liked it, even though I was not thinking of liking it. So this movie did that to me. And yeah, I mean, like, if you're going in for the violence, I mean, there's more than that. I mean, there's the whole concept of like world issues and stuff like that. So I mean, it's good in a sense where kids are learning more, but then I don't know if I agree to this whole concept of violence equals knowledge and education to enlighten our children. And what I just said probably doesn't make sense, but I just said it and I'm just gonna keep it in here. Overall, go watch it. I mean, it's gonna do well with or without you. So why not support something that is good? At least you can say that I watched Hunger Games while it was in theaters. Where were you? One thing though, I mean, there's more than violence. Like, yeah, you gotta think more of the violence. I mean, the whole world issues of like how the rich are like controlling things because they can. And like the weaker people have to really stand up and then they have to really struggle. And it's pretty awesome that, you know, hope, like, yeah, hope is strong. And having hope is probably very cliche nowadays. It's like, just deal with it. Like, you get what you get, don't get upset sort of thing. I mean, like, I don't know, it's good to have hope. So, yeah. So that's my review on the Hunger Games. See ya. So remember, new videos on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Like it, subscribe, check it out.